What's up, Richard Timmons here. Now, since Oscar-winning actress Kate Winslet isn't of course both in Avatar Fire and Ash out this week, and she's also she's directing the new film called Goodbye June, which is in limited release now, but it will be opening on Netflix I think next week or so. You know, I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite Kate Winslet movies because Kate Winslet is great. She's obviously an Oscar-winning actress. She's been around like the '90s and all. Who just doesn't love Winslet, right? So here is my official top 10 favorite Kate Winslet films. All right, coming in at number 10 is Little Children. Now, Little Children was directed by Todd Field, who will go on to obviously direct Todd just recent. This movie is really interesting. It's of course more like a suburban adults drift into morally compressed relationships, exposing like loneliness and repression. Here you got Kate Winslet who plays this restless, dissatisfied, and emotionally adrift. She portrays like her very aching realism here. Jennifer Connelly is great in this one. Patrick Wilson, Jackie Earle Haley. Uh, Kate Winslet was terrific here. It is an interesting it is of course an interesting little drama here. Great performances by Winslet. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely give that one a go. Number 9 is Holy Smoke. Holy Smoke is of course directed by Jane Campion, who recently won an Oscar for directing The Power of the Dog, a couple years back. And she did The Pianist back in the '90s as well. This movie stars Kate Winslet as this young woman whose family hires young woman's family lures like a programmer to rescue her from like a spiritual group leading like to a psychological power struggle here. And Ruth is like the Ruth character of Kate, that Kate Winslet played, is very defiant, spiritually, and very. She does some risque stuff in this here. You do got Harvey Keitel, who's terrific. Kate Winslet, let's be real, she looked pretty good in this as well. But she did play the part very well. Harvey Keitel is really good. It's a really interesting, like one of of course, one of her like earliest roles, I guess to say. It's obviously this actually came out like at the height of her Titanic career, and she obviously was trying to. Next time she was trying to shed her good girl image from Titanic and stuff, and she did a really good job with this one. I mean, if you guys haven't seen Holy Smoke, it's a really decent one there. All right, number 8 is pretty much our first feature, really, and that is Heavenly Creature. Heavenly Creatures was directed by Peter Jackson, who will obviously go on to direct a little franchise called Lord of the Rings, King Kong, many others. Before he ventured into those blockbusters, this was actually one of his earliest films where he was trying to venture into like some of these small affairs and stuff. And this is, of course, based on a true story about these two teenage girls who attempts a fantasy-driven friendship that spirals into obsession, murder here. Kate Winslet plays Juliet Yome, who's a imaginative, manipulative, and emotionally volatile here. This was her breakout performance, and she did a really great job here, like playing this, psychopathic character perfectly. Insane to believe this is based on a true story. I mean, Winslet does great. Melanie Linsky is also in this. This was actually her first film as well. Obviously, Melanie Linsky will go on to star in like Two and a Half Men, Yellow Jackets. She's also married to Jason Ritter as well, so there's that. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen Heavenly Creatures, it's a really decent flick right there. All right, number 7 is Finding Neverland. Now, Finding Neverland, of course, is based on the story of a playwright, J.M. Barrie, who's found inspiration for Peter Pan to like his friendship with a widow mother and her children. And of course, the mother is played by Kate Winslet. You do got Johnny Depp, Freddie Highmore, Julie Christie, Dustin Hoffman. It is an incredible film, incredible work to check out. Winslet, Johnny Depp's terrific in this one. It is a really remarkable film if you guys ever seen it. I mean, highly recommend that one. All right. Number six is one of her other earliest films, Sense and Sensibility. Of course, Sense and Sensibility is, of course, directed by Ang Lee, who would go on to direct Brokeback Mountain. He would go on to direct, plenty other stuff here and there. I mean, yeah, Sense and Sensibility is a really remarkable film here, based on a novel by Jane Austen about two sisters who navigate love, loss, and social constraints. Here, you do got Kate Winslet, who plays one of the sisters, marrying Dashwood. Of course, Emma Thompson plays her other sister here. It's a really, and obviously you do got like Al Rickman's also in this one. Hugh Grant's also in this as well, one of his earliest films. It is a really decent flick. Great performances here. Really captures, like Kate Winslet really captured the 19th century character perfectly. Always love the outfits in this one. It's a really decent flick there. All right, number five is The Holiday. The Holiday is, of course, directed by Nancy Meyers. Obviously, you do got like Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, Jack Black, Kate Winslet, where two would swap homes for the holidays to escape heartbreak unexpectedly find love and personal renewals here. Winslet, of course, plays Iris, who is a warm, self-sacrifice and romantically overcooked here, and of course, she actually falls for the Jack Black character. And I really quite like the chemistry with Jack Black and Kate Winslet. They really did play off each other well. Cameron Diaz and her chemistry with Jude Law is really good. It's a really nice little rom com that they are supposed to be doing a TV show this as well, which I'm interested to see how that's going to be, but we'll see there. All right. Number four is Revolutionary Road. Now, this movie, of course, starred Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio, and this was actually like their first film together since Titanic. And this was directed by Kate Winslet's then husband, Sam Mendes, who obviously directed a couple of the Bond movies, American Beauty. He's directing those Beatles movies that's supposed to be coming out in the same day in 2028. So there's that. And of course, this came out around a time where like Kate Winslet was getting Oscar buzz for her for another film here, and I really thought like Winslet and DiCaprio's chemistry in this was really excellent. It's about a suburban couple in the 1950s who struggles with like unmet dreams, marriage collapsing here. You do got like Kathy Bates, who was also in Titanic, Micah Shannon. It's a really terrific film. I feel like it doesn't really get talked about as much nowadays, but the marriage chemistry with DiCaprio and Winslet, this really felt like what would have happened if like if Rose and Jack actually survived the Titanic and became a married couple. That's why I always got with this one here, But still, it is a really decent one to say the least. Winslet's terrific. DiCaprio's great. If you guys never seen it, give that one a go. All right, number three is the one that actually won her an Oscar, and that is The Reader. Okay, I would say she actually gave a better performance in Revolutionary Road than The Reader. I really think she should have got an Oscar for Revolutionary Road instead of The Reader, but that's just me. Now, The Reader, of course, starred like Ray Fiennes, David Cross. Of course, about a post-war German man who reflects on his teen affair with an older woman played by Kate Winslet, and it's directed by Stephen Daldry. Winslet does give a great performance here. I mean, I had no complaint about her winning her Oscar for this. It was a well-deserved Oscar. David Cross, not to be confused with the comedian from Arrested Development, not to be confused with him, a different David Cross. This Cross spells his name with like a K, not a C, but he is so great in this. Ray Fiennes is great. Kate Winslet does such a good job here. It's a really interesting film and a well-deserved Oscar win, I should say. All right, number two is Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Of course, directed by Michel Gondry. Starring Jim Carrey, where like a man undergoes a procedure to erase memories from his former lover. You got Kate Winslet, who plays Clementine, who's an emotionally volatile and deeply human here. And I really always liked her portrayal here. Like, I really quite liked her look as well. I mean, this is probably my favorite look of hers, to be honest with you. I mean, with the colorful hair she always has. I always thought she looked great with that hairdo, you know. Of course, her chemistry with Jim Carrey's terrific. This one really showcased Jim Carrey's dramatic talents as well. Obviously, you got Elijah Wood, Kirsten Dunst, Mark Ruffalo, Tom Wilkinson. Really good cast. If you guys never seen it, give it a go. It's a really good one. And my number one favorite Winslet movie, no surprise, it is Titanic. Obviously, she's had stuff beforehand like Heavenly Creatures, Sense and Sensibility. It was really Titanic that put both her and DiCaprio on the map. You know, obviously directed by James Cameron, where of course the romance set during the ill-fated Titanic, following this aristocrat who falls in love with this free spirit artist, and obviously Kate Winslet does such a great job here. Her chemistry, like Jack and Rose chemistry, come on, it's just so iconic. One of the most one of the best love stories there is. You know, obviously some of the most iconic scenes, you know, whether it's like I'm the king of the world or her on the raft, and, you know, and obviously Jack is trying to get on the raft, which we already know that she could have made room for him, but that's a topic for another time. It's just such a really good one, to say the least. I mean, if you guys never seen Titanic for some ever reason, who still hasn't seen Titanic by now? But if you guys never seen Titanic, do yourself a favor, give it a go. You know, I didn't really watch this. Like, obviously, I was a little young at the time. I didn't really watch the movie until I was a little, you know, older and all. But I obviously did actually rewatch the movie a couple years back in theaters, like in IMAX 3D, and it was a really great experience. Like, it makes me really wish I went had a time machine and went back into the 90s and saw this movie on the big screen for the first time. It's just remarkable, and I love the scope in this. I mean, if you guys never seen Titanic, again, go watch it. Just, to me, is Kate Winslet's best, and it's DiCaprio's best film, in my opinion. But that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. Number 10, Little Children. 9, Holy Smokes. 8, Heavenly Creatures. 7, Finding Neverland. 6, Sense and Sensibility. 5, The Holiday. 4, Revolutionary Road. 3, The Reader. 2, Eternal Sunshine. And number 1 is Titanic. Now, a few other ones I could have included. I know it's going to be unpopular to say, but I so Holly really enjoyed her skit in Movie 43, where she goes on a date with Hugh Jackman, and he has a little, let's just say, something on with his chin. Something, you know, that Peter Griffin probably actually has on his chin, you know? If you watch Movie 43, you know what he has on his chin. You know what I'm talking about there. Speaking of Winslet and Jackman, Flush Away is another good one. 999, she was great in 999. She really showcased she could play a villain perfectly. Mildred Pierce is another good one. She was great in Steve Jobs. Woody Allen's Wonder Wheel. Blackbird, she was pretty good in. Roman Polanski's Carnage. It's unfortunate she got to work with Woody Allen and Roman Polanski. That's unfortunate, but Life of David Gale. Labor Day that she did with Josh Brolin. A Little Chaos that she actually, I believe she directed, if I'm not mistaken, or no, that's Al Rickman directed that. Jude. Iris is another really good one. I mean, who just doesn't love Winslet? She is just always incredible. Anyway, obviously TV front, you know, East of Mirror of Easttown's a good one as well, if you want to go to a TV front. But let me let you guys. What is some of your favorite Kate Winslet films? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Timmy Siren.